Having grown up in Vancouver myself for most of my life, I always envisioned these three towers coming out from the ocean. I wanted to build something that was very tall and mega without being overpowering and still allowing the residents of Vancouver to feel like they're one with nature, with the future off in the distance. As the towers spiral around, they're meant to represent degrees of freedom. For example, the first tower is 360 floors, while the second tower is 480 floors, and the final tower is 720 floors. I felt that was about the right height that I wanted for these buildings, as 1080 was a bit too tall. For the middle, I was able to find this free download online, which I'll link in the description, and I added some textures to it to give it some more life, and also changed the lower building's color to make it stand out from the taller ones. Another thing I did to differentiate these buildings was I made the smaller one a little emptier and freer, whereas the taller ones became more structured in the middle. So you can see that the smaller one here, that's only 360 floors, is a little bit more open, and I kind of imagine this as people who would be inside would be able to look out and look through the building and get more sunlight. Whereas the taller structure over here, that's 720 floors, would need to be more solid to support its massive height. Yet I did put a little bit of see-through cracks inside just to kind of make it flow with the other buildings. Logistics-wise, I imagine that it could extend from the Lions Gate Bridge and connect into the city of Vancouver as well as North Vancouver. And from Grouse Mountain, where a lot of Vancouverites and tourists like to ski, you can still see the city down below, and this is what the towers look like from afar. So it's just something to kind of remind you that you'd be in Vancouver without, again, being overpowering. Nighttime was actually what made me originally want to start this build. I always also imagined some glowing ocean lights around the city of Vancouver and Stanley Park, so that when people would walk along the seawall, they would be able to see the water glowing around them, and I thought it would be kind of neat to outline the city. Although in this build here, the lights are actually above the water, I originally imagined that the lights would be inside. Finally, here are the towers from the Vancouver airport for those who would be flying in the area.